Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. I'm going to keep trying to put a positive spin on this. Obviously, Joe Biden's 3 years as president have been a complete and utter disaster, but what I really would rather focus on is the potential good of what's to come. Maybe it was a necessary evil. For the most part, Joe Biden's been kind of a lame duck. He's caused some damage, but nothing that isn't reversible. The hope is that this little experiment of electing a geriatric incompetent vegetable into office is going to lead to something good, maybe a mass awakening. The question is it happening? Well, it seems as though for certain groups, it certainly is. It seems as though Black American voters have had enough with the Democrat Party. At least some have. It seems as if 3 years of Joe Biden was just a little bit too much. And who would have thought that it would come full circle the way that it has? Donald Trump was deemed anti-immigrant and racist due to his border policies. That was used to convince Black voters and Hispanic voters that Donald Trump was racist. Well, now it seems as though the script has flipped as Democrats continue to shed Black and Hispanic voters thanks to their stance on the border. I got a viral clip to show you guys. We got some other things to get into. We got some stuff to talk about, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, so here's the thing. Democrats want to make it seem as if different groups want different things, but at the end of the day, you got to distill these ideas into their simplest form. What people's wants and needs don't necessarily deviate too much. At the end of the day, pretty much everyone wants the same thing. Freedom, the ability to prosper, and of course, safety, or let's call it public safety. Those are everybody's top priorities. You know what Black voters don't want? You know what Black voters didn't ask for and didn't vote for? Having millions of illegal migrants dumped in their communities, sucking up all the tax resources, and worsening public safety.
What's happening is they're emptying out the dregs of their jails into the United States, into our communities. They're junking up our country. And yeah, we feel some kind of way about it because it's our country. Yeah, Black History Month. The American descendants of slavery. And I want you to know, Brandon Johnson, I understand what Breakmore's saying about we still on the plantation, but what you're looking at right now, this is what a free Negro look like. And I'm telling you, we're going to get our city back, we're going to stand for our people, we're going to get them out of our communities because they don't deserve to be there. You watch us. We Black out here, and we're going to handle our business. You watch that. I'm a free Black woman. This is how we get down. All right, Brandon Johnson.
That Chicago resident is not playing any games, these useless, incompetent Democrats. The person she was talking to, by the way, is of course none other than Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. The look on his face during that moment, boy, oh boy, I wish I could have been present during that moment. But she's absolutely correct, and essentially what she's saying, if we look at the general point, essentially what she's saying is, we don't owe the Democrat Party jack squat. And if you aren't going to do what we need you to do, well then this relationship has essentially spoiled. I don't think Democrats have gotten the memo yet of how serious this issue has become. Chicago and New York residents have had enough. I think Black voters are finally waking up. They voted for Democrats to help them prosper, and what did Democrats do? They dumped the illegal migrant crisis in their neighborhoods. We care so much about the Black people is all Democrats ever freaking say, and then that's what they do to you. It's completely insane. And the most insane part is the craziest element of that woman's monologue is actually accurate. That is what's going on. Foreign nations are essentially using the American southern border as a dumping ground. She's not exaggerating by saying they're essentially emptying their prisons by sending, let's call it, their undesirable people to the American southern border. We know that that's exactly what's happening. We've seen countless examples of illegal migrants committing heinous acts on American land. Last week, we learned that an illegal migrant took the life of a young girl on a college campus.
Welcome back inside Live now from Fox. We want to go out to Georgia next as we continue to follow the latest developments here of a person who has been arrested now in the death of a 22-year-old nursing student. That suspect charged in connection with that 22-year-old has been confirmed as an illegal immigrant who's originally from Venezuela. Fox News Digital learning this as of recently. 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra is the suspect who is charged in the murder of nursing student Laken Riley on the University of Georgia campus. He's a Venezuelan national who crossed illegally into El Paso, Texas in September of 2022 and was released into the U.S. via parole. 3 ICE and DH sources told Fox News.
And of course, we see the clips all the time with people reporting at the southern border. There's this infamous clip from maybe 2 months ago.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very easy.
Wow, very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
You will see soon.
That ominous, chill warning turned out that guy was on the terrorist watch list. Are there women, children, and young men looking across the southern border for a better life? Absolutely. Nobody's denying that fact. There is a certain element of that, but wanting a better life doesn't give you the right to disrespect a foreign sovereign nation first, and secondly, a good chunk of the people crossing over illegally, we simply have no idea who they are or what they're up to. A good chunk of them could be criminals, could be terrorists, could be spies. And of course, this concern is increasing.
Again, waiting for Border Patrol to pick them up. This is right off of Interstate 8 out here in San Diego County, a main thoroughfare. There was not a single Border Patrol agent out here for hours when I was out here. All these people waiting to be picked up, some from China, some from Turkey, some from Central America. They were just waiting. Now, the number of Chinese have been exploding here at the southern border. This is not normal. Take a look at this graphic right here to put it in perspective. CBP sources telling Fox in the last 4.5 months since October 1st, there have been more than 20,000 Chinese nationals encountered here at our southern border. Compare that to all of fiscal year 2021 when there were only 450 Chinese nationals encountered. That is a more than 4,000% increase in Chinese national encounters in just the last few years, and it is not just from China. Colleague Griff Jenkins caught up with a group of Syrian men out here yesterday.
So we're seeing known and suspected terrorists, Chinese nationals who could possibly be Chinese spies, and criminal non-citizens. Tens of thousands of criminals and hundreds of thousands of Chinese nationals. People are finally waking up, and the people who are bearing the brunt of this issue are those at the bottom of the economic totem pole, disenfranchised neighborhoods who want better for themselves or having their neighborhoods completely overran. And so it's no surprise why we're seeing some of these groups ditch the Democrats like never before. And trust me when I tell you, it's happening. Well, it's been happening. Trump has been making steady gains with black voters every election cycle, and well, that trend continues. Here's a YouGov poll from the 26th and 27th of February 2020, surveying a little bit over 1,600 US registered voters. Donald Trump back then only had 7% of black vote support. Fast forward today, that same pollster, roughly around the same time, February 18th to the 20th, but 4 years later in 2024, Donald Trump's support with black voters has skyrocketed to 18 points in this particular poll. That's absolutely massive. And I know, but did you hear what Fox News was saying? They suggested that black people are going to vote for Donald Trump because of his new gold sneakers. How insulting. And Donald Trump himself suggested that he's gaining black votes because of the indictments. The horror, how racist. First of all, both of those statements are correct and not racist. Sneakers are cool, and even though the gold sneaker thing was kind of like a dumb internet meme that people were playing around with, him showing up at SneakerCon was a calculated move. And secondly, yeah, black Americans are sympathetic to those that they view as being illegitimately persecuted by the justice system. I wonder why. I mean, come on. The media is going to do what they do best, attempt to gaslight the audience into thinking Donald Trump's a racist with all of this fake outrage and controversy, but at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to a couple things: immigration policy and economic policy. And in that domain, Trump is winning and winning big, and the numbers indicate that he continues to make significant gains moving into the general election. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Just talking the issues and more election analysis. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.